Your money is not governed by the world. It is not determined by the stock market, the government, or your job title. It is governed by law, divine law. I say this with all seriousness and conviction. If you are struggling financially, feeling stuck or burdened, it is not because you've been abandoned. It is because something is out of alignment in your life. You are not unlucky, you're just out of rhythm, and rhythm is everything. The flow of money in your life isn't reacting to how hard you work. It's responding to the energy you carry. You can't fix misalignment through more effort. You can't escape inner contradiction by running faster. You cannot pretend your way into blessing. You must align. You must declare the truth. You must connect with the spiritual frequencies that govern increase. I am not here to flatter you or ease your fears. I am here to challenge your soul to rise up and take authority. Because until you stand firm in your identity, speak in harmony, and obey without hesitation, your finances will continue to reflect your confusion rather than your divine promise. You are not just a person, you are a spiritual bank. Every word that comes from your mouth is either a deposit or a withdrawal. Every thought you entertain is either earned interest or lost potential. The laws I will share with you are not just suggestions, they are spiritual codes. When followed, they unlock divine provision. When ignored, they shut down the flow. The majority of people, almost everyone, does not realize this. They chase, they hustle, they worry, and still, they find themselves locked out of true wealth. But not you. You are hearing this for a reason. You are ready to obey. You are ready to prosper. Because you are ready to speak what is true. And when you do, money has no choice but to respond. Money is not evil. It's not even good. It is not moral. It is obedient. It does not follow character. It follows vibration. Just like gravity doesn't care who jumps and fire doesn't care who touches it, divine law doesn't show favoritism. It simply fulfills itself. If your life is marked by lack or inconsistency in finances, it's not punishment. It's a reflection. It's showing you the vibrations you've spoken, believed, and followed. Money isn't sitting around waiting to love you. It's waiting to be directed. It's not emotional. It's not personal. It is spirit in motion, responding only to the one who stands in alignment with truth. The divine mind will not pour out substance into chaos. It does not give abundance where confusion reigns. It waits patiently, waiting for your energy to reflect divine harmony. You need to understand this. Wealth is not random. It is not just for the smart or the strategic. It is not withheld from the kind-hearted. It is revealed to those who obey. And obedience is rhythm, daily, consistent, unapologetic alignment with divine truth. That is the only wealth strategy that cannot fail. Everything else, hustles, formulas, financial tips, are just noise if they are not grounded in spiritual law. The scripture declares, "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth." This is not a casual wish. It is a divine pattern. God does not desire for you to lack. Spirit does not celebrate your suffering. Poverty is not holy. Scarcity is not sacred. You are designed to prosper because you carry divine identity. And when your soul begins to prosper, through your words, through obedience, through faith and expectation, then wealth and opportunity begin to obey you just like waves respond to the moon. The 7 laws I am about to reveal are not theories. They are declarations. They are to be spoken, repeated, and lived until your mind and spirit accept them as non-negotiable truth. These are not just techniques. They are spiritual frequencies. You don't play with frequency, you become it. These laws are your inheritance, but they demand your voice, your identity, and your willingness to obey. You cannot ignore them and remain free. You cannot break them and expect abundance. You must align, starting now. Because the moment you obey divine law, money can no longer disobey you. Now we step into instruction, the space where theory turns into transformation. These truths are not for your entertainment. They are meant to shake your patterns and rebuild your condition. The first 2 laws I will share form the bedrock of your financial reality. Without them, abundance is unstable. With them, wealth becomes inevitable. The first law is the law of the word. Every word that leaves your lips forms a container. That container becomes the shape that divine substance pours into. If your words are filled with fear, your life will take on the shape of lack. If your words are filled with belief, your reality becomes one of supply. The spiritual realm is not random. It is exact. It listens at all times, and it reacts to what you say without question. If you say, "I'm always broke," the law says, "So be it." If you murmur, "I can't afford it," the law replies, "Done." If you joke, "I'm in debt again," the law confirms, "Absolutely." But now, you shift. You begin to speak with intent. You declare, "My voice creates wealth." You speak, "Every word I release is a seed of prosperity." You repeat, "I only say what I wish to see." And with every affirmation, you cancel the old mold and create a new one filled with abundance. You must stop treating your mouth like a reporter. It is not here to describe your bank account. It is here to rewrite it. The law of the word is the entrance to provision. Until your words become sacred, your finances will remain unstable. The second law is the law of circulation. Money is designed to move. It is not meant to be gripped in fear, hidden away, or buried. It is spirit in motion. Like all divine energy, it expands when released in faith. When you let money go with joy, the law rushes to replace and multiply it. But when you withhold it out of fear, the law respects your energy and pulls back your harvest. Don't confuse fear with wisdom. Don't call hoarding being cautious. When you hold money in anxiety, you are telling the universe that you don't trust it to provide. Law does not multiply where fear is present. It multiplies where flow and trust are present. Declare now, every dollar I give returns to me multiplied under grace in perfect timing. Say, I don't give to lose. I give to expand. Speak, I circulate as a divine manager, not a scared servant. When you give and speak at the same time, you activate the return. You turn generosity into a divine transaction. Tithing, gifting, investing. These are not just financial choices. They are spiritual acts. When done in truth, they bring exponential return. But if they are done in guilt or superstition, they block the increase. So I urge you, never give again without declaring over your gift. Speak blessing over it. Assign it a frequency. Make every financial move a testimony of law. Circulation, when done in truth, becomes your river of wealth. These first two laws, the word and the circulation, are connected. One speaks, the other activates. One creates, the other multiplies. Without both, you remain stuck in effort. With both, you enter into flow. Now we journey further into your spiritual identity. The next two laws form the bridge between energy and reality. They don't depend on evidence. They depend on embodiment. They don't ask for struggle, they ask for trust. Law 3 is the law of assumption. You must carry yourself, think, and speak as though what you desire is already yours. Because in divine reality it is. What delays your blessing is not God. It's your hesitation to step into the feeling of fulfillment. You cannot call in abundance while vibrating with waiting. You must collapse the gap between where you are and what you believe is coming. You must live as if it has already happened. Wake up and say, look at your bills and declare, my supply meets every need, on time, without stress. This is not pretending. It is preparing your spirit. It's how you train your body and mind to carry the energy of wealth before it appears. Say, I walk in the vibration of fulfillment. Say, I feel the abundance I speak of. This law is not about delay. It's about identity. If you speak like you lack, act like you fear, and feel like you're waiting, then the law must give you more of that. But if you speak from wealth, feel its energy, and declare its truth now, then the universe reshapes itself to match your signal. Law 4 is the law of tithing with declaration. Tithing isn't superstition. It's not obligation, it's alignment. When done from fear, it's powerless. But when done in truth, it opens the floodgates. Tithing is not just giving. It is giving with voice. It is completing the circulation with declaration. Most people give and hope. Few give and speak. But those who give and declare are the ones who see multiplication. You don't give your tithe to a person. You give it to a principle. You're not tithing for favors. You're doing it to recognize that the Spirit is your true source. You don't give because you feel emotional. You give because of covenant. When you say, this tithe opens doors no one can shut, you're activating something spiritual. You declare, I return a tenth, and divine law returns 100 times more. You proclaim, as I release this, I increase my ability to receive. From this point on, never give in silence again. Never treat your giving like a gamble. Every seed you sow must be watered by your voice. Speak over it. Affirm growth. Expect a return. Seal the moment with spiritual instruction. That is what tithing really is. Giving mixed with your spoken faith. It's not just offering, it's offering with declaration. And law always responds to faith. It cannot ignore a declaration. It cannot delay a return to the giver who releases and speaks in alignment. When you apply both the law of assumption and the spoken word with tithing, you shift your energy from being passive to being powerful. You stop wondering when your money will come. You start expecting it. You no longer tithe out of fear, you declare your harvest. You stop hoping and begin commanding by covenant. Now get ready, because the next part is about reprogramming your subconscious mind. The final wall between your words and your results. Your subconscious is your silent partner in creation. It never takes a break, never questions, never judges what's good or bad. It simply takes in what's repeated with rhythm, what's believed often, and what's felt with emotion. And if that part of your mind isn't trained to expect abundance, then all your declarations, all your affirmations, all your outward attempts will fall apart because of inner conflict, not because the law failed, but because the full agreement within was never made. We now step into 2 more divine laws, laws that bring your inner world into alignment with your true identity. The 5th law is the law of agreement. You can't say one thing but believe another. You can't affirm abundance and joke about being broke. You can't pray for provision and complain about lack. Agreement is frequency. Agreement is spiritual harmony between what you speak, what you believe, and what you expect. When your inside and outside words match, you attract everything that matches that energy. But when your belief and your speech don't align, the signal is confused and blessings are delayed. You must cancel every hidden agreement with lack. Those quiet beliefs formed through family habits, cultural influence, or offhand comments. Let them go. Say it now. I break every agreement I've ever made with lack, even the ones I didn't realize I made. Declare, I sign a new agreement today, one that aligns with wealth, divine supply, and my spiritual inheritance. These aren't just nice words, they are legal declarations in the spiritual realm. You are the authority of your own frequency. Every word you say is either building your abundance or continuing your bondage. Choose wisely. Speak only what you want to live out. The law of agreement asks for your mouth, mind, and emotions to be in covenant, not sometimes but daily. Next comes the law of identity. This is the one many ignore, even though it's the root of all manifestation. You can only receive what your self-image can handle. You can only attract what your inner self believes you're worthy of. If you still view yourself as someone who's barely surviving, struggling, or always hustling, then that's what the world will mirror back. You may block the very blessings you're praying for, because your identity doesn't match your request. But the moment you say, I am a channel of divine wealth, and you keep saying it until the old image fades, your whole life begins to change. You stop trying to get money. You become the pipeline through which wealth flows. You stop running after it. You begin receiving. You stop pretending. You start becoming. You must delete every false label like, I'm bad with money, I always lose it, or, people like me don't get rich. Burn those ideas. Replace them with, I am wealth in motion. I manage divine substance. I am already aligned. Repetition reshapes your inner image. Say these truths every day until they stop sounding like affirmations and start sounding like who you really are. You're not here to fix your money situation. You're here to transform your identity into someone who cannot help but attract divine provision. Once your identity changes, your life must follow. The laws of agreement and identity are the keys to your inner transformation. Together they remove resistance. Together they turn your inner world into a temple that divine law must respond to. Now let's bring everything together with a challenge, a spiritual invitation that asks for your full obedience. You've now heard the 7 laws. You've learned the rhythm. But the question remains, will you follow it? Will you stop being curious and start commanding? Will you quit treating wealth like a fantasy and begin honoring it like a divine agreement? These laws do not work for the casual. They don't activate for the unsure. They don't move for the passive. They show up for those who are spiritually consistent. And consistency doesn't mean pressure. It means rhythm, obedience, repetition even when nothing has changed, boldness even when fear is loud. Now I reveal the 7th law, the final seal, the law that activates all others, the law of obedience. You can't command wealth if you're ignoring spiritual law. You can't walk in overflow if you're out of alignment. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being committed. You don't have to understand every detail. You simply have to walk in rhythm. Speak the truth. Align with your divine identity. Replace lies. Expect returns. Give joyfully and repeat it all day after day until it becomes your new pattern. Spiritual obedience is not based on mood. It is intentional. It is holy repetition that rewires your life. And now here is your 7-day challenge. For the next week, live in full covenant. Follow all 7 laws, not when it's easy, but as your new daily rhythm, your new energy, your new self. Start your mornings with the law of the word. Say, my voice is the voice of wealth. I speak money into motion. Then live the law of assumption. Act as if your provision has already arrived. In the middle of your day, practice substitution. Every time a thought of fear, worry, or lack arises, cut it off. Replace it with, I am divinely provided for. There is no lack in spirit. Speak your identity out loud. I am the channel, not the chaser. I am the commander, not the beggar. In the evening, complete your day with giving, tithing or circulating, always with words. Say, this seed is blessed. It returns to me in overflow. It opens doors no one can shut. Then end with expectation. Say, I expect provision, I expect blessings, I expect signs before the day ends. Do this cycle every day for 7 days. Write it, speak it, live it. If you mess up, return to it. If you forget, reset. The law doesn't punish mistakes, it rewards rhythm. You're no longer waiting, no longer searching, no longer wishing someone would reveal the secret. The secret has been revealed. It's divine law. It's spiritual rhythm. It's your spoken word turned into physical result. When you obey this fully, wealth becomes your default state. Not because you're lucky, but because you've mastered alignment. You're not here to test these truths. You're here to live them. You're not searching for signs. You're becoming one. 7 divine laws, 7 focus days, 1 vibration. When you walk in this rhythm, money must respond. Now speak this out loud. This is not about repeating nice words. It's about igniting your soul. These are not lines to memorize. They are spiritual keys. You don't whisper them. You command them. Let the universe know you're not a visitor in the realm of wealth. You are the one building it. Say this: money moves when I speak. My voice is not random. It is currency. It shapes, it directs, it multiplies. Say, I tithe and it returns. I don't give from fear. I give from covenant. What I give comes back to me multiplied. Say, I am already fully supplied. I don't ask. I accept. I don't beg. I receive. Say, I vibrate in agreement with wealth. No more confusion. No more self-sabotage. I speak only what I want multiplied. Say, I walk as a spiritual commander of wealth. No more victim mindset. No more uncertainty. I'm not looking for favor. I am favor in motion. And now say the final declaration, the rhythm that law cannot deny. Because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. Say it again. Because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. This is your tool, your rhythm, your reprogramming. Speak it every day. Speak it before fear gets a word in. Speak it until your world begins to match your voice. You're not trying to believe anymore. You're installing belief. And belief, once declared with consistency, becomes wealth made visible. If this message stirred your spirit, if it shattered old patterns, if it pulled you into divine truth, then don't let it fade. This wasn't entertainment. It was transformation. Your spirit just received keys it's been asking for. Now choose one of the 7 laws that moved you the most and declare it in writing. Say, I walk in the law of the word, or I obey the law of agreement. Make it public. Make it real. If this teaching felt like returning home, then stay connected. Not to follow a person, but to stay in rhythm. Each video here is a reset, a realignment, a reminder of your divine vibration. Return tomorrow, not for more content, but because repetition is your freedom. Divine law never fails, but rhythm must be maintained. Now that you understand the laws, now that you've been trusted with these divine frequencies that govern wealth, your only mission is to walk them out. Your finances are no longer unclear. Your path is no longer uncertain. Your identity is no longer split. You are the voice, you are the vessel, you are the rhythm. And because you obey the law, money must obey you. And so it is.